even when there's a large-scale downtrend, there will still be some periods where the drop slows, and there can even be minor to moderate bullish movement, especially after a steep bearish acceleration overextends. In this kind of scenario, where firm support is emerging, we can place a Fibonacci retracement from the high of the latest steep portion of the downtrend to the recent minor upswing, where current support originates from. From these retracement levels, we can see that any movements going up 2 fib levels is normal, and that there will be a tendency to form downswings there in the absence of more significant bullish sentiment. So the short to medium term bullish bounce is quite normal, given that the larger downtrend is overextended. And since this 0.382 retracement level around 2400 is not being surpassed and instead shows a steady decline with successive downswings, it is likely this bullish retracement phase isn't going to develop into a more significant recovery, as the chart leans more neutral to bearish again. It is appropriate to also consider putting a Fibonacci retracement from the upswing low, where the larger downtrend got overextended, to the recent high range. The absolute highest price this bullish retracement phase has reached so far. As bearish momentum returns, these retracement levels can provide identification of short-term support, where the renewed drop could flatten and pause at least temporarily. And if these levels are broken through, it will often be done with larger candles and/or above average volume. Eventually, price breaks through short to medium term support and falls out of the retracement range where a recent double bottom has formed. Since these price ranges are of moderate to large proportions, there is no coverage of this recent major bullish formation with the default settings, especially in this area from 1 to 1.618. That's why when there's a major break out of the retracement range, and there's a relatively large gap until 1.618, it is advisable to check the less common 1.272 and 1.414 levels to get closer coverage of an extension range after price breaks out of the retracement range. And this is a great example where that first extension range really does provide crucial support, with the upswings of the double bottom running neatly through it. With this double bottom, we can place a Fibonacci time zone on its first upswing point and see how valid it is, since later time zone lines run through the start of the second upswing point and near where it breaks higher to complete the reversal range. On top of that, a lot of the extension and retracement levels can be left just the way they are, as they provide clear references for what will now offer resistance to rising price as time goes on towards the 5 to 8 time zone interval. Only time will tell how this uptrend develops, but it is a significant area historically because it's at the 2000 boundary. And more recently, it is where our previous support range of interest is reversing roles to offer immediate resistance. And of course, during the same period, Bitcoin would of course have similar movements leading the market, and basically all the main downswing points covering the entire portion of the trend so far, or portions of the trend can be useful in projecting downtrend lines with the Fibonacci fan. Then, as expected, if we add a Fibonacci retracement, in much the same way as the last chart, the retracement levels intersecting with fan lines can indicate areas where price could encounter more resistance, either to slow down upswings or reverse them. Diving into the hourly chart, here's a deep retracement that eventually turns around on the point of a very large bullish reversal candle. As expected, reaching previous highs, the strong bullish bounce is firmly resisted. But downswings don't make much progress, and eventually buyers keep leaning in to drive all the way back up. To add the element of time, the recent downtrend to the first upswing point of the current uptrend is a good moderate duration to base a trend-based fib time tool on. Its time zone lines have already run through key swing points and continuations earlier in the uptrend. However, realistically, not all of the major events will be covered, just like with the fib time zone tool. So for that third tertiary layer of confirmation and identification of more significant price and time ranges, we could add a Fibonacci spiral. And what better place to put it than that large bullish reversal candle that began this current bullish phase? When price contacts the area where the spiral, the top of the retracement range, and a time zone line intersect all at once, there is indeed a major event. In this case, it's a conclusive break higher. So those previous highs at the top of the retracement range identify the key price range of interest. Then when price is up there, close to the intersections of time zone lines and the spiral, we can narrow down a more defined area where and when a major event could happen. And later, following this continuation event, the spiral is past its usefulness. However, the top of the retracement range and the trend-based Fib time zone lines are still quite useful, as price makes a minor correction to this area, which is now reversing roles to offer crucial support. When price is forming a clear and gradual slope onto well-defined support, the Fibonacci fan is of course a natural choice to project trend lines along the various swing points. Then as selling pressure keeps leaning down onto support, and a bearish continuation becomes more likely, placing Fibonacci arcs on some more recent main downswing points is one option. Except one important thing to note is to check the full circles option, so there are perfectly round circles. And just like other tools with a curvature, like the spiral or Fib circles tool, it is best to check the lock scales option so the curves don't get distorted when the chart moves. Then when price continues lower, especially with that extremely large candle, intersections between the circles and fan lines can identify important price and time ranges, especially again around the contentious area near the real body range of that large candle. However, as usual, as time passes and price moves out of this relatively short-term continuation context, both tools become less useful, but are still relevant at times. And that's to be expected since they're mostly confined to that continuation context they were based on. Also, with this kind of well-defined price action, even though there's no parallel channel on a large scale, it's still possible and sometimes prefer to use the Fibonacci channel tool since it provides more clean and uniform trendline projections that also end up giving similar results, like the Fib fan. In contrast, here's a fairly flat horizontal range, perfect for a Fibonacci retracement. Except, interest is mostly on the upper boundary, since support is holding yet again to reignite bullish sentiment. Adding a Fibonacci time zone on the first upswing of this low range can provide useful insight into when price could recontact the high of this horizontal range. The rebound is more gradual and volatile at times, but soon enough, around the time of the 8 time zone line, price does indeed recontact the high of the range, at which point it forms a large green candle to definitely rise out of the range. Naturally, this rapid rise towards the first extension range would likely encounter more flat to bearish movement eventually, regardless of whether a time zone line was nearby, because it's a severely bullishly overextended move. Here are some clear downswings forming, so we can place a Fib time zone on the first downswing, and as we also place a Fib retracement on the range of this current uptrend. There is particular attention at this area, partially because it represents the transition to a deeper retracement with 3 or more Fib levels. It's also at the 0.5 to 0.618 retracement area. And perhaps more importantly, it's also where resistance from earlier in the uptrend reversed roles to become crucial support during its prior continuation. So when price reaches this area, and there are intersections between that price range and the first few time zone lines, it is indeed a time and place where support could be stronger. This turns out to be indeed the case. And it's a very valid Fib time zone and retracement range indeed, as price is later reversed back down close to the top of the retracement range, around the time of the 8 time zone line. For more on retracements, time zones, and every other Fibonacci tool, please check out the detailed videos about them with a link in the description and pinned comment.